Fortnite has had 28 seasons, and today we're going to be going over what are the best seasons in Fortnite history. The first ranking is going to come from the community, and the second ranking is going to be my personal list. Let me know in the comments, what do you think are the best seasons, and let's get to the video. At number 5 is Chapter 1, Season 7. Now, this is personally my favorite season. In this season, we got the snow biome, which brought locations like Happy Hamlet and Frosty Flights. There was also a huge snow mountain with a huge castle on it called Polar Peak. This was a Winterfest season, and the vibes were at an all-time high during Chapter 1, Season 7. We got an incredible battle pass, which was the first season where gun wraps were included and vehicle wraps. We had skins like Lynx, which is my personal favorite, Ice King, Zenith, and Trog. At that time, we still had some of the OG loot, like the AR, the pump, the TAC. We had the AK. In Chapter 1, Season 7, planes were introduced, which were a lot of fun, but it could also make you rage. There was an overpowered Infinity Blade, but they removed it after about a week, so it wasn't a big deal. And hidden under Polar Peak was the Prisoner, the secret skin of that season. Chapter 1, Season 7 had a little bit of a lackluster event, but it was still cool to see from the battle bus. Overall, Chapter 1 Season 7 was an incredible season, and I am not surprised that it's in the top 5. At the number 4 spot is Chapter 2 Season 4. This was the Marvel season. This season was a full collab season with Marvel. As a huge Marvel fan, I absolutely love this season. We got incredible skins in the battle pass like Iron Man, Thor, Mystique, which is one of the most unique skins in Fortnite, and we got the classic Wolverine. This season came with some map changes when we got Stark Industries, and Pleasant Park was changed to Doom's Domain. This season brought us unique weapons like the Stark Rifle and unique mythics like Wolverine's Claws, Iron Man's Unibeam, and Black Panther's Kinetic Armor. This was also an incredible season for competitive, and it ended with the Nexus event where we fought Galactus, and that was an incredible event. Overall, this was an incredible season. At number 3 is Chapter 1 Season 5. Now, this is still in the early days of Fortnite, but there were unique map changes that changed Chapter 1 entirely. In this season, we finally got the desert biome, which included Paradise Palms, and north of the map, we got Lazy Links, which replaced Anarchy Acres. Both of these locations are S tier. Paradise Palms is iconic. We also got an unnamed POI, Viking Village. Overall, this was one of the best maps of all time, and it was the best map at that time. We also got the most unique battle pass at that time, and I think it's still one of the best battle passes, but this is when we got Drift, Ragnarok, Sunstrider, and Redline. Golf carts were introduced this season. Toys and the battle pass were introduced, so you could golf at Lazy Links. In the loot pool, we got the P90 and the double barrel shotgun, and this is when the storyline really started taking off. We had rifts all over the map, which was great for mobility and movement around the map. This is still one of the best seasons, and this came out back pretty much in the Chapter 1 OG days. I don't know if anything will beat the vibes of that season, but moving on to number 2 is one of the more recent seasons, Chapter 4 OG season. As someone that has played since Chapter 1 Season 2, this was amazing to go back and play on the old map. I had so much fun playing on it again, using the old loot pool. It was so nostalgic, and it was a breath of fresh air. The OG season gave us one of the best battle passes of all time with the remix skins from Chapter 1 like Renegade Lynx, Lil Split, and Omega Rock. Spectre Knight was an incredible skin in the battle pass as well, with a lot of customizable options. Each week brought back old items and old locations onto the map. Fortnite peaked at viewership at this point during this season, and something that was really cool about this that wasn't talked about a lot is new players got to experience that Chapter 1. Now, it may not have hit the same for them because they didn't play back then, but it was still something that they got to see since everyone talks about the OG days. Overall, I love this season. I can see why it was in the number 2 spot. But in number 1, Chapter 2 Season 2. After the very long and boring Chapter 2 Season 1 season, Chapter 2 Season 2 was exactly what we needed. There were changes to the map, like the locations, the shark, the agency. There were 5 different mythics on the map, which made the gameplay a lot of fun. There were now NPCs and music at these different locations. This battle pass was very unique because you had to pick a side between Shadow or Ghost. Something that I absolutely loved about this season, and I hope they bring it back someday, was the character trailers from the battle pass. It was very unique, and it gave those skins more personality. I also love the battle pass lobby that we had in Chapter 2 2 season 2. We got Deadpool as a collab skin, and he also had his own yacht on the island along with his own mythics. We actually had helicopters during this season. Competitive Fortnite was incredible during this time. One of the most iconic Fortnite skins and villains, Midas, appeared during this season in the battle pass. I think Fortnite has gone through a few different peaks, but this was one of them. It is really hard to top how fun that season was. So those are the top 5 seasons that were ranked by the community on the Fortnite.gg website. Before I give you my top 5 best seasons, be sure you drop a like and subscribe. Use code TuneSpider in the Fortnite item shop. And now I'll tell you my list. At number 5, I actually have Chapter 3 Season 1. We got a brand new map, which I still think is the best map, or at least a top 3 map in Fortnite history. Daily Bugle was on this map. And speaking of Daily Bugle, we had Spider-Man in the battle pass, and he is my all-time favorite superhero. So it was incredible to have the GOAT in Fortnite. There were Spider-Man mythics for mobility. In my opinion, this is the best mythic item of all time. It was so much fun to use. Along with the new map, we had a ton of new weapons. We had the striker pump, the auto shotgun. We had the MK7, which was actually our first red dot sight weapon in the game. We had the Stinger SMG and the exotic boom sniper rifle. Overall, I think this was an incredible season. I think it is very underrated and not talked about enough as one of the best seasons. In my number 4 spot is Chapter 1 Season 5. Now, I already talked about this season, but I absolutely loved it. I had a great time with my friends at that time. There's so much nostalgia when it comes to that season. In my number 3 spot, this might be a little controversial, but it is Chapter 2 Season 2. I absolutely love the season. Like I said earlier, I think it's one of the peak seasons, but I do think it went on for a little bit too long to where everything kind of started getting boring. But out of 28 seasons, it's in my number 3 spot. At number 2, Chapter 2 Season 4. Like I mentioned earlier, I'm a huge Marvel fan. Also, this was just an incredible season. Stark Industries brought something different to that Chapter 2 map. I love the battle pass. Like I mentioned earlier, competitive was great at that time. It is still one of my favorite battle passes, and I honestly feel bad for anybody that couldn't experience that Marvel season. But in my number 1 spot is Chapter 1 Season 7. I was already in love with the game. It hit a new love for me at that time. I absolutely loved the battle pass. I loved the snow biome. I loved the Winterfest vibes. Did I die to the planes and get pissed? Oh, of course, but I grinded so much during that season, especially to get the upgraded Link skin. I don't know if anything will ever top this season for me. I hope there is, but that is my top 5. I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know your favorite seasons in the comments, and I hope you have a great rest of your day. Peace.